Welcome. Welcome, Anastasia. Hello there.
Hello, my
Well,
love.
hello. You look beautiful as always.
So do you, my love.
Thank you. A little hairy and crazy, but hello, everybody. Welcome to Real Talk with ASM and Anna. Today we have a couple special guests. One of them was a little bit of surprise. One of them was a surprise guest, and one of them was a surprise guest to me, which I'm thrilled, and I'm sure you will. It'll all become clear pretty soon. Um, Tonight, normally the live show is a discussion topic. Anastasia and I, we do a discussion topic that includes anything that's newsworthy about racism, bigotry, inequality, and corruption in America. And we discuss it and we get real. We are not here to harm people. We are here to speak the truth. And neither of us stand for any group. We do not speak for any group, but you can get a very big feel if you are new to the subject matter by listening to us. And if you are new, it's great to have you. And just listen and ask questions. And if you're sincere, I think you'll do great. This is tough stuff. So this tonight is going to be a little different. We are going to have a special guest come on, and his name is Daryl. And tonight we're going to exclusively celebrate the just about ready to get published, not quite, first book that he's written. And I love his writing, and I've known Daryl for a very long time. And it's just really special, and I will tell you why later on that it's special. Okay, so it's a little secret. And as our live show continues, you will find out. So we are going to start tonight with another special guest, not Daryl, coming on and reading the beginning. And this person happens to be, I'll let Anna introduce her. She's been on a couple of times and I adore her. She's a professional because Anastasia knows people. She's got connections.
I have a tribe of wonderful women. That's who I had. And she is a part of my tribe. She actually brought me into her tribe. She's super amazing.
She happens to be perfect. I was going to, of course, have Anastasia read the first part of the book because I know she'd do an amazing job. But then she brought on this real live professional. So
she is a professional. She is amazing.
So without further ado, let us bring her on. Boop. And there she is. Welcome.
What's going on, everybody?
Complete tea. Anastasia, can you do a quick introduction for people who haven't seen her before in our show?
Well,
oh my God.
Well, T can definitely introduce herself, and she sounds so much better. So I'm gonna put my mic on mute while I pass the mic and respect the mic to my girl.
And, okay, I'll turn off my mic, and you can introduce yourself, and then she's going to read the first part of Daryl's book. Okay, not the whole thing. Got to buy that for real. And then we'll have the secret Daryl hiding in the back. Come on.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, so much. Always a pleasure to be on Soccer Mom, Miss Anna. I just appreciate y'all thinking of me. I don't know how much of a professional. I just introduced myself. My name is simply T Doubly Poetry. I am a poet, spoken word speaker, all around creative strategist. I like to say that I'm a storyteller. And today I'll give you a story. It is called, this is chapter 1, Drop of a Dime of a Love Story. I'm going to be reading about Mr. Darrell. Life has a way of changing at the job. Changed on a hot sunny morning in July 1995, the year I graduated. Hi, I'm Darrell. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. In high school, I loved computer science. I also was in high school bands and played the guitar. I'm 6'2", and I'm not playing basketball. And I got the hell of a six-pack. Oh, I forgot y'all can't see that. I will to say wrestling wasn't my sport. I love lifting weights, even to this day. My goal is engineering. Just think, in 9 weeks, I'll be attending one of the country's finest. You know, might not agree with me if you're partial to the color green. Michigan State. We'll settle the score on the basketball. Go blue. It's still hard to believe I'm going to college. It would have been possibly summer school. It was mandatory since my 5th grade. Love you, Mom. Yeah, I'm on top of my game now. Okay, enough about me. I was in my room watching the gospel choir singing off the church. The soloist is not only a pretty young thing, she has an unbelievable voice. Who she was. Just then, my mom yelled upstairs, "It's time to go." Let's go, y'all. Okay, be down in 1 minute, Mom yelled back as I turned to the mirror to finish. Later, there goes Mom yelling up the stairs again. Damn, how does she know I'm sitting in front of the mirror? Her son. That's how. As I reached to turn off the television, the announcer said, that's some young, talented Sherry Young. That's her name. I thought as I headed back downstairs, look back thinking to myself, I wonder if my dorm room in Michigan will be as small as this community called Northland Garden in the Southfield, Michigan house. In this 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a huge kitchen, blah, blah, blah. The bottom line is, at the bottom of the steps, Mom was waiting. Morning, Mom. Good morning, sister, she replied. That would be Margaret. Now, let me tell you about my sister. I was her Margaret because that's her name. But I call her Mag. She's 2 years and 2 months older than me. Some would say that Mag is a perfect 10. Being her brother, I give her about a 5.5. Meg is 5'6" tall, with bag brown skin, hazel eyes. She got it going on. Now, Mag could have been a garden to graduation, but she chose to be a school social butterfly. If you would sit in the piano, she would blow your mind. I guess it was something she picked up from her dad, since she was like his shadow. He also played piano and guitar in a local jazz. Anthony always asked me if she wasn't my sister, would I date her? Hell no. Oh, bitch. You see, when Mag was 10, her hormones was in high gear. Flipping breastises, there was a fur flying every day. But Mag knew when she got back, she fucked off. She was always sassy and on her own. About a year after Mag graduated from high school, years of catfights between her and Mom, she moved in with Raymond, her high school sweetheart.
Thank you, my love. As usual.
I hope I did it justice.
You did great. We're having a little bit of delay, and so I'm not sure how much was heard, but that was wonderful. That's the start of his first book, and I wanted to tell you a little bit more about. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it. You're wonderful. I want to tell you about Daryl, and then we're going to bring him on finally. And what I wanted to tell you is, my friend is, you know how people are just special in so many ways? Some people are special, and that's my friend Daryl. And I've known Daryl for a really long time. And I met him when he was actually just starting to write this book. And we became fast friends. And he told me about how he came to write the book. And I want you to hear it. And these are actually his words. So I'm going to read it, and then we're going to bring him on. And we can ask him questions.
You know, I didn't read chapter 2 yet, right?
Oh, you're going to read chapter 2.
Yes.
I thought she stopped early. I was like, oh.
No. I was going to read chapter 2.
Oh, I was trying to play it cool, like, okay.
No.
Not where we said we were going to stop.
I wasn't going to interrupt you. I was like, I'm going to let her go.
We'll get it together. It's my fault. So thank you, because the chapter 2 is where it gets all exciting. All right.
It does.
And without further ado, I will get into my friend later in 1 second after we hear this is the coolest part.
Chapter 2, My Sister. Now, if you have an older sister, you will be able to relate to what I'm about to say. After Mag moved in with her boyfriend Raymond in August of 1994, it was like someone taking a thorn right out of the crack of my ass. Hell, my senior year, the class of 95 was outstanding. Even my love life improved. Also, everything in Deuce Camp got better. Oh, I know you're asking, what in the hell is Deuce Camp? Deuce is a nickname Mag and I call each other. As I said, we are 2 years, 2 months apart. The camp is her life. Now, Raymond was a year older than Mag. He's 6'4", 240 pounds, a looker, at least Meg thought so anyway. She met him her junior year in high school. They've been hanging out about 3 years. I must say, Raymond's elevator don't go all the way to the top. You'll see. Mag and Raymond were attending Lawrence Technical University. He was managing a fast food restaurant in the afternoon. Mag was working at the shop where you get it fried, dyed, and laid to the side. Now, 3 months before graduation, this happens. It was 11 o'clock, a clear, hot, sunny day. I was chilling at home on the back porch, sucking on a popsicle, listening to the jams on my Walkman. I was awakened by the sound of thunder. I must have dozed off. Damn, Michigan weather. Shortly after being awakened, the phone rang. I went into the house to answer it. Hello, Daryl, Mag said. Hey, Mag, sup? As I stood and looked out the window at the changing weather, Deuce. That's what she calls me sometimes when she's desperate. I need you. Since you have a car and I'm stuck with public transportation now, she continued, my period just started. I've been frying and dyeing hair all morning. I've been calling Raymond Beeper for the last fucking hour and he hasn't called me back. Mag, do you eat with that mouth? And what does public transportation have to do with your period? What? Boy, focus. Did you hear what I said? He hasn't called me back. I'm leaving the shop in 10 minutes. So can you meet me at the apartment? Do you think something's wrong with him? Mag asked, me sounding worried. Hell, how would I know, girl? What is it you want from me? Daryl, I need you to go to CVS and pick me up some tampons and something for this damn pain, she requested. Girl, it's fucking pouring outside. Wait, did you say tampons? Oh, hell no. Answering back. Daryl, I've got to get home. I'm worried about Raymond and I got cramps and PMS so bad. Can you help me out? Please? Before I blow my own fucking head off. And yes, I eat with this mouth and a lot more. She kept saying, Daryl, 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 Daryl. I'm worried. I'm in pain and I need you. Hell, you men got it made. How's that? I asked. She replied, because y'all don't have to go through this shit. Hell, y'all couldn't even handle 1 day of this pain. So, Daryl, can you help me out? I would really appreciate it. I thought about it for a minute. Okay, sis, I'm on my way. Thanks, Deuce. See you in 10. Bye. Wait, before you hang up, Mag, you do know that there's like 1,000 different kind of tampons. Boy, all I need is large, extra absorbent. Brand doesn't matter. Bye. I remember Mag telling me before she left the shop, she called Raymond at home, but still no answer. Hell, I know she was pissed. As I approached Mag's apartment and started to knock on the door, this half-naked lady with a terrified look on her face damn near knocked me down and ran out. What the fuck was going on here? I wondered. As I entered the apartment, I could hear yelling. I approached the bedroom and stood in shock as I saw Mag with a raised bat in her hand, tears rolling down her cheeks, and I never seen her this mad ever.
We stopped at the exciting part. That was amazing. And that is where we cut you all off who are watching. Great reading. Thank you to Simple T, and thank you to Anastasia. And that was part of Daryl's new book. And now I got to tell you a little secret about Daryl, and then we're going to bring him on. All right. Now, I could go on and on about Daryl, but I won't. I have a little intro, and this is something that I learned about Daryl when I first met him many years back online. And this is his writing right now. I'm going to read it. It's not part of the story. It's just an intro. My friends have asked me what inspired me to write a book. Well, first of all, I couldn't read, so I wrote a book. This may sound strange to you, but it was a second grader at the elementary school where I worked. On this particular day, as I was walking to my office, I was stopped by Morgan. She called me over to her desk, which was in the hallway. I guess she was in trouble. Mr. Maxey, can you help me with this word? I looked at it and I couldn't get it, so I lied. If I tell you, that wouldn't help you, so sound it out yourself. And then I walked away. Well, that was my inspiration. So I called my local library and I got a tutor. After 3 years of being tutored, well, I'm better now. So I asked my tutor about a book. Well, here it is. Excuse my spelling. I'm looking for a good proofreader. Be nice. And on that lovely note, I would like to introduce our special friend. This is Daryl. Welcome, Daryl.
Hello, ladies. How we doing?
Hey,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you for reading chapter 2. That's the way it's supposed to be read. You put your touch on it. I wish you would have finished, the rest of that part there. Now, the first part was very choppy. I couldn't, it was
Sound.
the voice, not the voice. It was,
Right.
Right.
It wasn't your fault. Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes that happens. Yeah. Right.
Yes.
That was unfortunate, but yeah. But
Well, thank you for letting me read your work. Like I said, I told her Black stories should be told by Black people. And, the simple fact of the matter is anytime we have a Black author and we read their pieces, is going to be read by Black people. I wish I had time enough to get a Black man to read Daryl's part, but I couldn't find a Black man within reach that was such a wordsmith like Simply T. And trust me, if you look her up, because she's on Google, you will see that she's amazing. She's effervescent. She's just that bitch. And it's just sad. It's sad that the audio was going in and out. But like I said, I'm ready to read part 3, but Miss Angry Soccer Mom, she wanted to leave it on a page turner.
I want people to want to watch it and read it.
People will want to continue to hear your story. You know what I'm saying?
I called Kim and told her to imagine that Angela Bassett is the mom, Tiffany Haddish is the daughter, and I can't think of his name, but in Leverage, if you ever watch Leverage, the Black guy. Okay, let's see here.
I think you're talking about Don Cheadle. I think that's who you're. No.
It's his last name is Hubble, H-O. He was in let's see. Oh, let me get my marbles together.
Well, he's getting his marbles together. I will say, what do you think I said to him, Anna, when he's telling me all these names? He's telling me all these names of people.
You told him I don't know pop culture. But she should have put you on the phone. She said she should have put you on the phone with me because I would have understood the assignment. And
that's why I said that's it. That's going to be you because I do not know who you're talking about.
But the thing about it is, I don't know. I mean, which one did you think I encompassed? Tiffany Haddish or Angela Bassett?
Both of them.
Oh, thank you.
And in Hidden Figures, did you see that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, the engineer husband, that's Daryl.
Oh, that's Daryl. Okay. I'm gonna have to look him up. I'm gonna have to look him up because I don't know his name. I know who you're talking about, but I don't
Yeah.
know his name. But I'm gonna let Angry Soccer Mom, y'all get to know each other, and I'm gonna still be here, but y'all go ahead and talk.
Okay, well, I wanted to jump in first of all and say to any white folks who are watching who are here to learn, which hopefully that's everybody, because that's what we're all here for, including myself. When I read Daryl's story, well, today, I read it years and years ago, but he's added so much to it, I had to redo it. I was so impressed and blown away by it. And it is written in a Black vernacular. It's not supposed to be like standard. It's just his voice. His voice is so strong and it paints this beautiful picture. And so I'm reading it and I'm like, you know, I feel something doesn't feel quite right the way I'm reading it. And so I end up talking to Daryl and Anastasia, and she's like, oh, no, it really needs to be read by somebody who's Black. It's just, and this is what I'm trying to say is for people, when you're white and you're learning, you are constantly learning. We never get there. I had a hunch it was probably not really a great thing for me to read for a number of reasons, but and we can talk about that another time, but I want folks to know that you're going to learn, you're going to screw up, you're going to ask questions, and you've got to be really lucky to have someone who's willing to have your back and to teach you. And I have so many incredible friends, including Anastasia and my sweet, I would call you Les, my sweet friend. Well, I shouldn't call you Les, maybe I should. But so if you're a white person, this is not something that we're ever going to be perfect at. We just aren't. You got to kind of give that up. So without further ado, do you want to say something about that, Anastasia?
What I was gonna say was this. I was watching something. I think it was Denzel Washington, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about different kinds of movies. I think he was talking about The Great Debaters and Malcolm X, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well, why couldn't a white director have done these movies? And the fact of the matter is that a white director could have done those movies, but a strictly white director could have did The Godfather, but they didn't do that. They found an Italian director to do that. You understand what I'm saying? Anytime there's a story about Asians, they have Asian people tell their stories. It's only with Black, right? It's only with Black people that it's like white is the default, and it's not, because you don't know our stories. The movie Harriet Tubman, I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't go to see that because it's not that Cynthia Erivo is not Black, but she's not a part of the ADOS. So your take on American enslavement is going to be completely different than your take as a Black person in Europe or a Caribbean Black person or whatever the case may be. It's like me going, to a different country and talking about the Ethiopian or playing the Ethiopian King Selassie. I'm not from Ethiopia. I'm not going to have the different mannerisms. I'm not going to have the different tones. I'm not going to be able to inflect my voice in certain ways. However, if we're talking about a Black American and my experience being here and dealing with the Black experience here, I can deal with that. And so when they had a European Black, because that's basically what she was, playing Harriet Tubman, I was like, I'm not supporting that, not at all.
Anastasia,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think part of what Anastasia is saying, and I don't want to speak for her, obviously, since she's right here and can do it herself quite easily. It's there are nuances that I don't care how hard you've studied. I don't care how hard you've lived it. Right. I don't care if your best friend's Black. I don't care if your kid's Black. I don't care if your husband's whatever. I'm sorry. There are nuances that cannot be understood at the
You
most
can't fake it.
high
You
level.
can't
Yeah.
fake it.
Well,
You just
just like
authenticity is important.
the part in the book which you read, you put the blackness in it when it was fried, dyed, and laid to the side.
Because I
You
know what
understand
that
that.
means.
Yeah, you know what that means,
I
and
know
you
what
know,
that means.
yeah, right. And you didn't just read it. Oh, fried, dyed, and laid to the side.
Like when I
You
did,
put that.
it's like
Yeah,
fried, died, and laid to the. That's a rhyme. That's kind of cool.
But
But I
listen,
didn't.
you know where I got the tone from that at? From the 5 heartbeats. Remember that?
yeah,
He was like, come down and get your hair fried, dyed, and laid to the side. That's literally where I got that from. But I also
right.
know where fried, dyed, and laid to the side mean because I've had my hair perm. I know what a conch is. I know what that is. And this is why I'm saying that I understand like these white actors can quote unquote play black people. But at the end of the day, it's like a zebra. A zebra, an African zebra in a zoo is still an African zebra in a zoo in New York City. There's no way you're gonna change that. And
Right.
we're not interchangeable. If you're from Jamaica, I'm not gonna have the same nuances, even the same. There's no way I think a Black American should play Bob Marley.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's
It
things
shouldn't
like
happen
this.
like that.
Yeah, there's even with language, there's things like this. So let alone culture of every little
And,
subculture. So I think so definitely. And go ahead.
Right. Go ahead,
and
Daryl.
another thing that I like, it was rhythm. You know, it's a rhythm kind of thing. A lot of people run through it. I said, you're missing the point. It's, we as black people, we don't talk, some of us, yeah, some of us talk really fast, but some of us have that, if you're in the hood talking, it's rhythm.
There's a
You
tone
know,
to you.
it's
There's a beat to our lives. We have life soundtrack. So when
I
I
love
was
the
reading
story.
it earlier, I had to be like, okay, who is Mag? Who is Daryl? Okay, I know who Daryl is. I know who Mag is. Those are the people that I went to school with. So I know who these people are. And so the issue with not having, and I know that we're going to talk about Daryl and his awesome journey,
Mhm.
but what I want to tell Black people, because I only speak to Black people. That's your
I
job
know.
to
I
talk to
know.
your folks,
I know.
gather your folks. But the simple fact of the matter is, Black stories should be told by Black people. Denzel Washington did a movie. It's called Cry Freedom. It was about Steve Biko. Angry Soccer Mom, you might know that story, but basically, I'm not going to tell it right now. But
Now you're
Cry
talking.
Freedom, y'all need to watch that movie. It's about Steve Biko. He was a freedom fighter. He was murdered in Africa. So the thing about it is Denzel Washington played that. But at the end of the day, now that I'm older and I'm like, no, Denzel shouldn't have played that part. It should have been an African person from that country, from that community, so he would be able to play that part correctly. Just
yeah,
like
put the
his name,
emotions in it.
More
Put
correct.
that
right,
emotion. Yeah,
More correct. Yeah.
right. I forget what his name was. Forrest Whitaker. He played Edie Armeen,
right.
Last King of Scotland. You need to watch that one too, Angry Soccer Mom.
I told you
But
she knows tons about pop culture.
but that's not pop culture. That's Black people. I need to know about Black people.
Well, the movies and stuff like
Yeah, but
that.
that's what I'm saying. That's not pop culture. That's just knowing about Black people.
Well,
And
I know
how,
the person, but I
Mhm.
just didn't see that movie. So
right.
that's what I mean by that.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like Edie
Yeah.
Armeen,
Mhm.
he was a dictator supposedly, and he was an enemy of the British and American government. That doesn't mean he's my enemy. You understand what I'm saying? Just because
Right.
just like the thing with Nelson Mandela and Fidel Castro, they wanted Nelson Mandela to talk badly about Fidel Castro. He's like, your enemies are not my enemies. Okay, we all
Right.
have the same enemy. That's the trap that we're in now. That we're fighting amongst each others while white supremacy is running rampant, but I'm not going to get into that. But all I'm going to say is
that's what we love. We love
right.
to mix it up like that.
Right. Black stories should be told by Black people. Now, of course, there's going to be certain situations where white people are going to dip in and out, but it shouldn't be a situation where you're wearing blackface or you get a light-skinned Black person to play this person when you know dang well that this woman, the case with Nina Simone, they had a light-skinned mixed actress play her and she had to put prosthetics on when you could have got a dark-skinned woman like India Arie to play Nina Simone. But that goes back to those beauty standards. So when you sent me the pages, I was like, okay, I got to study who these people are. I need to get the tone that they would speak in and so on and so. But you know who I learned that from? From T. That's who I learned that from. She's really amazing. She really is. Like, I hate the fact that her audio was going out because I could hear her. Yeah. But she's really amazing. And Daryl, I'm gonna tell this story and you two can talk about your awesome journey. But she literally wrote a poem for me for my retirement. And I'm gonna tell you, it was one of the most, like, she encapsulated us. We knew each other for about a couple of months at that point because I met her on the back end of me retiring. But in that moment, it was like her and I had known each other for our entire lives. She's talented. Yeah, she's very talented.
You have to promise to read the end of chapter 2.
Okay. I'll do that next time. How's that go? You want me to do that next time or you wanted me to do it tonight?
If we can do it tonight, that way people won't lose that,
Okay, can you send it to me? Angry Soccer Mom, while y'all two are talking? I don't have the end of it. All I have is the cutoff part.
I gave her right to there because I thought that's what we decided. But yes, I can have her read the end. That would be great.
You want me to talk to him, Angry Soccer Mom, while you're doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, so Daryl, tell us about yourself.
Actually, how about this? Can I jump in? Can I let me see.
How many people you got watching? I can't see anything.
No, don't worry about it. Our audience, they are amazing people. And
they know. They know. What I'll do is let me get, because I kind of set thing that I was going to do tonight.
Right.
And I wanted to go with that. And I can send, do you want me to send you that right now? Let's see.
Send it to me right now.
Okay.
And we'll do it.
All of chapter 2, is that what you want? The end?
Kim, if you can, send it all 7 chapters.
Okay, will do. I will do that.
You don't want me to read all 7 chapters tonight, right?
No.
But you know what's so funny why she's doing that? I
got it.
So, Simply T was called the voice. Like, they used to always want her to do ceremonies. Like, they called her the voice, I think the voice of the Pacific or something like that. That's what I'm gonna call her, the voice of the Pacific. So at the person that you just had on was like the exemplar. I'm telling you, the for me, I'm kind of like a bad copy at this point. But Angry Soccer Mom, go ahead. You and Daryl talk about it. I'm gonna read this.
Okay. Because you're definitely welcome to being on, obviously. But if you got to read it,
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna read it, and then I'll come on once I get it.
Okay.
In.
Okay, sounds perfect. Way to be flexible. All right. So for anybody who's just coming on to watch, I have tonight's guest. We've had a couple guests tonight. Daryl is tonight's guest, and Daryl is special in many, many ways. The first way is that he is my friend and has been a wonderful friend for quite some time. We met a while back online, and he's wonderful. And the first thing I learned about him is that he was a writer. And if you're just joining us, Daryl is not just a writer; he's an amazing writer. I love his stuff. It's amazing. It takes you into what, like, you're kind of living it. And what makes Daryl especially special specialist is most special is Daryl has been illiterate for almost most of his life. You could say that. And he isn't any longer. But what that means for people who might not understand that term thoroughly is he was unable to read and process the reading at the level of his age and chronological age and intelligence, which is a lot of intelligence. So, and that happens, and that's a very, very hidden thing most of the time. So not only can Daryl read, Daryl can write amazing stories. In fact, I know he's going to get this published. It's wonderful. I think it's great. And I never think you're welcome. But so what I wanted to do is to have him on tonight to spotlight his book, but also additionally to talk to him very candidly. I should add, he does run a very successful TikTok channel, and we will have that information under this video. And you should check him out. He has a lot to say, and makes a ton of sense. That's what I love about him. He agrees with me. No, I'm just kidding. But he really is great. And I wanted to just kind of keep it real with him and ask him questions. Some people will say, "Oh no, wait a second. How can someone with a normal IQ or above not be able to read till they're an adult?" Well, welcome to the real world, people. I'm a reading specialist. Happens all the time. It's usually secret. Okay. And it's almost never because the person's not smart. It has nothing to do with that. Zippo. These kind of things happen. Life's tough sometimes. And so for me, I wanted to start by asking Daryl if you would share, and this is a gift. Okay. This is a gift. If you would kindly share with us how this came to be. You told me a story that I'd love you to try to help people understand in detail as if they know nothing. Because this has been a journey and couldn't happen to a better guy. And I swear a publisher is going to pick up your book. Anyway, I'll shut up. So how did you come to not be able to read as an adult? Can you tell that story?
Well, it's a story that still pains me today because back in the 50s, I was born in 49. Most of your listeners probably wasn't even born then. But anyway, I'm a baby boomer. And I was born in 49. So 50, let's see, 49, 58, I was in like second grade. And a tragedy happened to me. Well, not to me, but it happened. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother brought me home. I don't know where we came from. And I'm sitting at the kitchen table. Now, remember, people, this is in the 50s. And in the 50s, parents and kids we didn't sit down like today and have conversations and talk about our feelings and all that that didn't exist, period. And she asked me, was I hungry? So I said, yeah. She fixed me some pork and beans. And I'm sitting there eating. And my little brother, who was probably about 4 years old, came out and started aggravating me. Now, I'm only in second grade. He's not even grade school, not even in diapers, but still aggravating me, asking me for my food. So I responded by telling him, Dad is coming. This is get him off of me. You say that back in the day, Dad's coming, you run, you do, you do what you got to do. So he ran back into the bedroom and tripped over scalding hot water. My mother had set up a vaporizer. Back in those days, we didn't have a modern vaporizer. You plug in, you can tip it over, nothing happens. It was boiling water because he must have had a cold. She was a nurse, and she's trying to break up all the congestion in his lungs, that kind of thing. I didn't know that it was a setup in there. It was a complete accident. Complete accident. He's screaming and yelling. And my mother came in there, turned on the lights. I can see him jumping up and down on the bed. It burns. She wrapped him up in the sheet, and I didn't see him for a couple of years. My mother shipped me off to my grandmother's. Now, I'm in second grade. Shipped me off to my grandmother's. I had no clue what's going on. Remember, that's late 50s. It wasn't like today. You call up your kid and say, your brother's doing okay and all this stuff. No.
Children were seen and not heard, or whatever the saying is, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So they took them
And
away.
so as I was talking to Kim and working with kids for 20 years, I learned that second, third, and fourth grade, that's where you get your skills for reading. Well, second grade, I finished off probably late. Let's see here. Second, I think school was out, so I was automatically going to third grade. But now I'm been scarred. So third grade, I didn't catch on to it at all. You know, I mean, I would come home with the vowels. I had to actually train my own self because my grandmother was, I don't know if she was illiterate or not, but I couldn't come to her and say, Grandma, can you help me with this? I had to learn on myself,
And that
period.
matters so much in a household. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It does.
So I never picked up reading, ever. Even to this day, I can't read. I know how to navigate. Big difference.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, when you say read poetry and all this kind of stuff, I love to do it, but it's not happening. But when I went to my tutor, I asked her about, can a person who has never, ever read a book know how to spell or know any comprehensions? And she said, yeah, you can do it.
Write a story.
Write a story. Now, it took a lot of time because spelling is in the English language is like the craziest thing on the planet. I mean, here, here, and here. Okay, figure out which here I'm talking about. So.
Oh, there's a lot to it.
Oh,
And-
yeah, there's a lot to it. And so I wrote a book. I've been working on it for about maybe, probably 10, 11 years. And she said that the lady who wrote Harry Potter took 10 years to write her book. And what encouraged me, she said, most of your finest authors can't spell. That's why they have editors.
That's right.
So I said, oh, okay. And here we are today. And my thing is that, I'm telling my truth. I just want to know other people, and I know it's a lot like me who couldn't read, but you made it. How did you make it? What did you do? I mean, I know my little secrets. Back in high school, I could remember everything.
Yeah. So what you're talking about right now is people, what they're wondering, how in the heck did you get by? How did you do it? So yeah.
Well, it's just like, how does a person that can't hear, write music? I can't understand that. How can a blind person that can't see, navigate around and stuff like that? So people who have what you would call, what's the word I'm looking for? Disabilities, we manage. And to me, non-readers is a disability.
You compensate
in most
somehow.
cases.
You adapt, right? Right? You adapt.
And my question is always, what happened? Did you have a tragedy in your life that you couldn't read, or what happened? That's my curiosity.
Some people have reading disabilities because in the day, there actually was no special education. That is a relatively new thing. So let me just really quickly. Did you want Anastasia to read the rest now, if she's ready to do so, and then we'll keep talking, or what do you think?
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Okay.
Well, I know you're ready.
Okay,
You're probably ready for 3, 4, and 5.
I'm ready. I'm reading it. I mean, I read through it, and first of all, I've been where she's at, and I think I did worse. So,
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Trust me, I did worse. So I okay.
He's a great writer.
I drew on that. I said, I know a lot of Black women have gone through this.
Yes.
And a lot of women just walk away. But then you got, your Black Karens and
Right.
that person you don't want to meet. No,
No.
not if you effed up. No.
So my
And
girlfriend LaDonna is watching us, and my other girlfriend Crystal is when I was in high school. Like I was suspended every year of high school for fighting, not because I started it, but I ended them. So I tell people, listen, man, I don't want to fight you. Keep it moving. Just keep it moving. So when situations like I just read through, hey, he wrote a check his ass couldn't cash. And that was it.
So
you
without
play your part.
giving away the story.
Right.
You
I'm
play.
not, you want me to finish it now?
Yeah, finish it up.
Okay. So this
Start.
is part 2. And the
Oh,
players are, for the people that are just coming, is Daryl, Meg, and Raymond. Okay? A cold chill ran through my body. Raymond was crouched on the edge of the bed with his arms over his head, yelling, baby, baby, stop, let me explain. As the bat hit his arm, I could hear the bones break. It sounded like, you know, when you hit a home run? Mag, I remember shouting before she could deliver another blow. What? Daryl? She exploded back at me. Mag, I think he's got the message, attempting to calm her down. Oh, hell no. I ain't done with this motherfucker yet. Exploded back at me. As she raised the bat up to hit him again, I grabbed the bat with one hand and hers with the other, thinking PMCS, the Army, PMS. It's a bitch. Thank God my weightlifting had paid off. As I remember, Mag struggled like hell as I pulled her to the kitchen and slammed her ass into the chair. Damn, she was pissing mad. I could tell because her legs wouldn't stop moving up and down. Mag, calm down. Putting my hands on her knees, she fired back. Calm down, my ass. Give me back that fucking bat. Mag yelled at me as she struggled to get up, and I yelled, sit your ass back down. Look at me. Look at me, Margaret. I feel your pain. Do you think for 1 second I want to go to some fucking prison to visit my sister over a piece of ass? That's why the bat stays with me. Girl, you need to calm the fuck down and call 911. Fuck 911. She yelled, looking up at me. Let his sorry ass walk to the hospital, she yelled. Mag, I'm going to check on Raymond. Keep your ass here. I took the bat as I was leaving the kitchen. When I got to the bedroom, I could see Raymond was in pain as he struggled to put on his clothes with one good arm. I helped him as best as I could. Before leaving the bedroom, I said, Raymond, man, you need to keep your ass here. Don't even think about leaving the room. I walked back to the kitchen, sat down, and asked, girl, explain to me, what the hell just happened? Well, Daryl, you know I've been frying and dying here all morning. My PMCS is driving me crazy. As soon as I walk in, I can hear that bitch yelling out Raymond's name. This motherfucker got the nerve to fuck this bitch in our bed. So I went back to Raymond's car, got on one of his Louisville sluggers. Hell, you know the rest. There was a knock at the door. We both got up. Girl, sit your ass down. As I walked to the door, I stopped. Looking back, I told Matt, you need to call mom. Her response was, oh, hell no. You call her. I don't want her bitching. See, I told you was too young to move out and yada, yada, yada this. As I looked out the window, the EMTs were at the door. I guess Raymond must have called 911. I walked him back to the bedroom where Raymond was. He stood up, not saying a word. Looks like you took a nasty fall, said an EMT as he helped Raymond onto the stretcher. Raymond never answered as the EMT walked out. Walking back to the kitchen, I could see Mag was just sitting here. I remember saying to her, oh, by the way, I got your tampons, your pain pills. Maybe you could have given some pills to Raymond. I handed her the bag. Oh, hell, that look. Mag, you need to go and clean them. As she looked into the bag, she replied, I said, all I needed was one box of tampons. Why is there 4 boxes? Well, Mag, I looked at them, and if there were cars, now you have your Lexus, your Cadillacs, your Chevys, and your Ford. She just looked at me and slammed the damn door. While Meg got it together, I heard a pounding at the door. Before I could answer, hell, I didn't answer. They just walked in. It was Meg's girls. Morgan and Sarai. Where your sister at? Sarai yelled as she walked past me. I'm back here, Mag yelled. As they walked to the kitchen, I could hear Mag yelling, girl, you know I kicked his fucking ass. I went into the living room, got out my cell, and called Mom and explained what happened. Well, that damn thorn in the crack of my ass is back at home. Some of you that have an older sister, you understand my pain. End of part 2.
Thank you, darling. You did an excellent job, even with the sound effects.
And the bat and the, oh my God, you're the best. I love Gerald's writing. From the minute I read it, I was like years and years and years ago. I didn't even read that part because it's changed so much. That was
right.
Decision. That was wonderful.
Now, see, chapter 2 is a different emotion. It's
anger, it's hurt.
No, the next chapter is pain from the heart.
Yeah.
Did you read chapter 3?
No, I haven't read chapter 3. I'll read that later on tonight.
Okay.
Your book. We're not. It's such, you guys. It's wonderful.
Well, see, I want to say that you are the first person that I have read and heard read it to me the way it's supposed to be.
So you all have.
I think you probably could get somebody that's a better wordsmith than me to do that. The thing about it, I've been there, done that. That's not my whole entire life, because I think sometimes we get into this and we're telling our stories, right? And it's always about struggle and pain. Everything is not about struggle and pain. This particular story is about struggle. It's about pain. It's about infidelity and, stuff like that. So at the end of the day,
you would love my second book. I haven't put anything on paper, but you would love the scenario on this one. May I? Can I tell you the hook?
Absolutely. Tell
ahead. This is the Daryl show.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I got questions to ask you, but go ahead. Of course.
Well, the hook of the next book is called Genes. Human genes.
Nice.
Okay. And I'll just give you a little brief of the hook in the beginning. A surgeon walks into his wife's recovery room. She just delivered a baby. This is their first baby. And he's recording as he's talking to her and asking her a question. And he looks at her and says, excuse me, trigger alert. He looks at her and said, why you fuck that nigga? And she looks at him with surprise, like, what are you talking about? And without hesitation, he pulls out a .357 Magnum while she's in her bed, puts it to her head, and blows her brains out. Shortly after that, he puts it in his mouth and blows it off. Now, you have to figure out what happened.
Yeah, your books are going to be turned into movies of some sort.
The only thing, this is my whole thing about movies, right? It's the thing about it is we don't get like lofty love stories. You know what I'm saying? Like we never get, like I don't know about your audience, Angry Soccer Mom, but I want to get a love story to where the Notebook type of situation where me and this person, we're going through struggles or whatever the case may be, but we end up together. It ain't 3 and 4 baby mamas, because that's not Black. Truly not.
Well, the one that you're reading now, it's a love story. It's like a notebook, but it's a brother and sister kind of notebook.
Okay. Okay. I believe you. I'm just saying, it just seems like how now they have all these shows like the Real Housewives. They have all these shows, Love and Hip Hop. It's always the Black man cheating. It's always
the stereotype, the violence, the whatever.
Right. Like I can tell you right now that was not my life.
And that's not what most Black people's lives are.
See, the part that I told you about my second book, it makes you think it's cheating. But remember the name of the book is Genes.
Right, but don't I think I know where you're going with that at, Because you said she just had a baby, right?
Right.
So we know about recessive genes. We know what happens that when you back in the day, somebody was, sexually assaulting somebody and somebody don't know about it, and then them genes come back up. Trust me, there's 2 cases that I know of. I think I know where you're going with that. And I think I know the persuasion of somebody that would just shoot themselves and shoot their wife like that. Normally, people of a melanated persuasion.
Have you ever read the book White Chocolate? I haven't.
I haven't. I'll read.
Okay.
I'm gonna read it. But like LaDonna said, soft love. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like this is my whole thing. I'm gonna start off by saying I think Hollywood has completely destroyed us on thinking what love is. First of all, completely. But even though they have destroyed our image on what love is, I told my current husband, I said, as I always wanted a white pregnancy, meaning that you come in the door and it's like, baby, it's what we've been planning for. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, what is a white pregnancy? And so finally, I got it. I got twins out of it. But you want these things because they put this crap out there. There's white single parents. There's white men that cheat all the time. There's white men that essay people. Half of us are here because, somebody was tripping down, to the quarters doing what they ain't supposed to be doing. And so we never get that. It's always strife. It's always this person is in jail. This person is cheating. This person is throwing hot grease on people.
Yeah.
Kim, are they asking any questions?
Well, not quite about the book yet. I just want to jump in really fast to say, as a person who's, obviously like very, very white, not as melanated as most. In fact, the whitest person in my family. Okay, I'll just say it fine. I happen to be fortunate enough to have thousands of contacts and friends who are Black, brown, and indigenous. And all these stories that you get with the stereotypes, I have some pretty damn close friends, and some of them have had problems like anybody else, but for the most part, they lead very normal lives.
Boring lives like every day.
But boring lives like I do and like everyone else does. And yeah, that's not very exciting. And they're great people, but there isn't the they're just normal people trying to make it in life with their kids and their families and their husbands and their, and so I hate to say it, but it's so obvious when it's just the stereotypes are out of control. It's
right. Michael Payne, thank you so much for asking us how we doing. And we are doing amazing. So I did look back to see your comment, unless there was another comment that you made.
I was looking too.
Right. Yeah. And he said, I knew about the LA riots. Mm-hmm. Which LA riots? Because there's been a couple. I think 2 of them I was alive during the LA riots. So which LA riots? But Daryl, I did want to ask a question to you in regards to your book. So what was your muse for your book?
My who?
Your muse. Okay, where did you get the inspiration for your book?
I don't know if I got an inspiration or curiosity. The curiosity was, can a person who never read or know how to spell or anything like that, can they write a book? Because when I grew up by myself, I watched a lot of movies, and that's the way I learned how to group words together or how to communicate with people, And so I always had things going on in my brain. and stuff like this. And I said, "Oh, I wish I could have wrote that." But I was never inspired. I could never go to my mom or my dad to say, "Hey, I'd like to write something." Well, how can you write something you ain't never read nothing, anything?
Right. And so,
well, that's because that's pure genius. That's why.
yeah,
That's pure
he's
genius.
wonderful. And on
I
that
wouldn't,
note,
I wouldn't call myself a genius. You know, I mean, I can't relate. Genius would not be able to read. A genius is somebody could, you sit them down and they can almost,
well, you know what?
dictate or
Daryl,
go
there's
ahead.
many ways to be brilliant, and one of them is having an
Yes.
indomitable spirit.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people who have something similar where they end up not being able to read for whatever reason,
Yes.
and they keep that to the grave, and they take it.
Many of
And
people, great people that have designed monuments, stuff like that, they were not able to read. And
Mhm.
the thing about it is, everybody has a different type of intelligence. Just because there's many of people that can read and can't write a goddamn word that's worth not a nickel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing about it is that please, all I'm gonna say to you is please stop taking that away from you. That is the genius of Black people, because just like Beyonce said, we're gonna take lemons and turn it into the best damn lemonade that you ever gonna have. And the fact of the matter is that as a person that I don't want to say was illiterate, you just had a different type of intelligence and you use that. And from what I read, I would read that. So, there's a lot of people, and I'm trying to think of somebody in the past, but there was a great architect, and this person could not read or write. It was a great
Mhm.
mathematician that could not read or write, but was able to do these wonderful things. And then you got to remember about Black people. They said we was illiterate because we couldn't read French and we couldn't read Spanish and we couldn't read German. And then we learned their German and we learned their Spanish and then we're learning their French or whatever. And now we are better than them. That's why they mad right now. But please.
Well,
But
for my thing with Daryl, what I really focus on with him as a human being is that it takes an incredible amount of courage. I'm a special ed teacher and a reading specialist, and it takes an incredible amount of courage and indomitable spirit to do what he did, and then to bring it to a whole nother level to actually write a book. And I'm just so incredibly proud of him just from human to human. When I first met him, I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. And you're an amazing writer too. Wow. And I feel like he's inspirational to everybody. And what I wanted to ask tonight, if you don't mind, is for people who are watching, and everybody, you don't realize this, but you know someone that was like Daryl. Okay. You do. You just don't know it because they're very,
Yeah.
very good at hiding it. Because, and so I wanted.
It's this movie I always refer to, Butterflies Are Free.
mm,
Did you ever see that movie?
I haven't. I'm looking it up right now.
Well, it's a scene in there that, like you said, Kim, uh, hiding things. This young lady will go to her window every morning, and there will be this guy standing across the walkway, looking out the window also. And she waves at him, but he never responded, ever. So one day she went there and flashed him. He never responded. He never responded. And
See.
in some women's cases, that made her feel, like, what's wrong with me? I done showed you everything, and I didn't even get a out of you, period. So one day she went over to his house and we got to talking. She lit a cigarette and she drew the ashtray towards her and started flipping. And she put out a cigarette. He lit a cigarette and he started just dumping it on the table. And she said, "Is there any reason why you're not using the ashtray, and she responded, "Did you move it? I'm blind." You know.
Wow.
Mhm.
So it's
Wow.
like, like you said, there's millions like me out there. Because when I reveal myself to certain people, they said, I had no clue. You talk this way, you respond this way. Well, that's from listening. People who
Mhm.
can't read listen
Can you tell
That's
us?
very well.
that's a talent. I mean,
Mhm.
legitly. And just as I put in there, somebody who couldn't read well or write well was Malcolm X. I knew it was somebody. I was trying to remember who it was, but
Mhm.
Malcolm X. And he wrote a book
Mhm.
called Learning to Read. So never think that the finished product is how they begin. But
Right.
Yeah.
that's the
And
way I feel about it.
I'm curious to know. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've seen amazing things, obviously, because that's what I used to do for a living. I'm really curious. Could you name, if you don't mind, could you name a few times? I mean, you were in the military, right? And
Yeah.
you worked, a profession. And can you name some times? And like maybe you told me a couple of examples earlier. Like, what did you do to kind of get through? 'Cause
Maneuver,
you know
to,
this,
man-
right?
to maneuver your way through life. And for some weird reason, every job I had demanded that I would read something. Like when I went to the service,
Yeah.
I was a master of arms, so I had to do roll call.
Roll call. Yeah.
Yeah, in the
Roll call.
morning, roll call every morning. So that means I had to read all these names from everywhere. So I had to come up with a system. I said, I'm not calling y'all names out. You tell me your name, and I'll scratch you off. That's how I got around that. Manipulate, and also if I'm in a place like um, back in the day, I used to go to Bible class, and they have everybody read. Well, when it came to me, I don't have my glasses. I can't see. Readers love to read, especially women. Oh, I read that. Thank you. And they'll read.
So
So
they
you maneuver your way around, not reading. But now in school, the most embarrassing thing is like fifth grade spelling bees. No, nobody wanted me on their team because I couldn't get it. So it's like playing basketball or um, not volleyball, but the one that they eliminate, dodgeball. You want all the strong people on your team.
well,
You know,
difficulty reading is one of, if not the most, self-esteem killer to children. Um,
Mhm.
there is nothing like struggling with reading. It's humiliating to little children,
Well,
and
see,
it hurts.
also,
Yeah.
like you said, back in the 50s, they didn't give a shit about black people.
Oh,
So
right.
they just let me slide through. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
and
there's
it's
no special
one,
ed. There's no special
no,
education.
no.
No
One
such
one of
thing.
my teachers, my basketball coach, went to one class and said, "How y'all passing him? He can't even read." And he brought that to their attention. But there was no
They
response.
still doing that now.
Yeah, yeah.
In Mississippi right now, in
Hmm.
Mississippi right now, you have seniors that are playing football that cannot read
Right.
right now in
Well,
2022.
they had that, and a black woman wanted to sue the college because her son was a top football player back in the day, and he came out and all he knew how to do was basket weave. And
Did you
she
did
said,
you see the high school student that only went to school maybe 20 days out of 4 years?
Well, it's a business. You know how they do that with the
Yeah.
scholarships and all that, and yeah, they put
And
them
they said
right
he was
through.
at the top of his class though. So the mother blamed the school
Mhm.
and and the teachers. And I was like, wait a minute, how you don't know your son only went to like 20 days of school in 4 years?
it's
And what was her answer?
I don't know, but he was in the back playing that video game.
Oh,
I
okay.
know that.
Yeah, it's
I know that.
it's a real toughie. I think there's a lot of reasons this kind of thing happens.
Well, see, my curiosity is how many folks of my age, black men or women, that didn't know how to read, how did they make it through the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and stuff like that? I mean, I had a good paying job, you know, because back then there were plenty of jobs. So it wasn't like today. You know, you could go to Ford, Chrysler, you could go, you know, I went to airlines, you know, working. I stayed there for 40 years and I knew how to, you know, you get your friends. I cheated a lot
Yeah, tell us
at work.
What do you mean? Tell us.
Well, I mean, I had to learn all the tags. You know, all those tags. You got Detroit, you got Chicago, you got Syracuse, you got Buffalo, you got Indiana. You know, you have to know all these certain tags, and they give you a test on it. You know,
and how did you go about memorize it?
Yes, somebody writes down all the answers, put it someplace, and everybody goes to get. Everybody did the same thing. You know, because you can't remember. You know, Acapulco. You know, those kind of things. So yeah,
countries and airports and
all my wives that I had were very intelligent.
You said wives, like
I was gonna say wives.
Four of them.
I like that. 3.
4. I like that new white smell.
We're not judging, but we're not judging.
We can talk about that another time. You've seen a couple of these in your day. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's judging, but we're not. Just kidding. Sorry.
No, I didn't have to use any bats at all.
I'm talking about her, not you.
No, not to me. No, no bat movement, stuff like that. It was more like, you know, drug addiction, alcoholism, religion, and too stupid.
No need to explain. No need to explain. We're not going to go there. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. So I got a question. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. You want my question? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you? And then this, you know me. Well, we've noticed. I get personal, and you do not have. You are under no obligation to answer any of this. But I know you have a heart of gold, and you're open. At what point were you just humiliated by it? Like you just weren't going to tell. You just kept it like. I mean, was that like immediate, or was there a certain point where you said, "I am keeping this a secret forever," or was it just kind of?
Well, like I said, I surrounded myself with brilliant people.
So they kind of answered for you.
Yeah, they had my back. And when I seen Morgan, who was in 2nd grade, that's when, you know, I said, okay, I got to do something. And I was 50 years old then. So it was like, okay. And it was embarrassing because what I wrote down actually happened. She showed, and to this day, I still don't know what the word was. You know,
yeah.
I probably could figure out the date, but then, no. So when I went to a tutor, like I told you, Kim, she said, "Where should we start?" I said, "Take me back to 2nd grade," and that's where we picked up at 2nd grade.
You always go way back and then go forward? It's just the way it is. I do that with adults, kids that read at college level. If they need to improve their reading and their phonetic understanding and all that, you go way back and then that's I think indomitable spirit is just a word I could use for you, because so many people just they keep it tucked in and they take it to the grave. And who knew you're an amazing writer? I mean, you would have never known. I mean, but look at you.
Well, thank you for the compliment. But like I said, it's 32 chapters, 32. And it's to me, it's, when I look back at it, it's like, how can you keep 32 chapters and keep all these um, emotions, or let's see, personalities separate? That you don't run, the personalities don't run together, because as Margaret gets older, she gets wiser, that kind of thing. So,
develop and grow, and I can't wait. You have to have like a, next chapter, I guess the next one, a sequel, and you have to like keep going.
Did you read chapter 3?
I read. Oh, are you talking Anastasia?
Yeah, no, not yet. I will read that tonight. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna read everything she sent me. I'm gonna read tonight or tomorrow. I'm gonna read it, and then, like I said, when Angry Soccer Mom wants me to read the rest of it, I'm on it.
That would be wonderful. You know what we should do? Oh, not to task you with another job, but you're so, God, when you smile, you are so beautiful. I just wanted to tell you that.
Thank you, babe.
You are. Daryl, and you don't have to get permission right now on the air, but if you wanted her to, and if she was willing to do that, I'd love to have you back on, and while she reads some of it.
Oh, I would love to hear her read, because I know she's going to go through it and look at it like,
I saw you smiling during her reading. I saw you smiling.
Oh, yeah.
And I could just
he liked the fact that I had my own prop.
Oh, yeah, right. You had your prop. I'm looking like, she even got a bat, please.
No, I saw him smiling, and just like, it made me so happy to hear his works being read like that.
Can I tell you the story behind this one?
Uh-oh.
No, seriously. I have two of them. So when I was in Mississippi, I was the security.
What part of Mississippi?
Hattiesburg, near USM.
Hattiesburg. My first wife was from Jackson.
Wow, that's like an hour and a half away from us.
Not Jackson. She was from Laura.
Look, that's up the street.
Yeah, I know it.
That's literally up the street, like 30 minutes from us.
And
we done got busy down there.
She knew Leah King Price.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. We went to a thing for her. At the there's a like a hall or something like that, and then I think they named it after her, Miss Price. But what
before
happened
before you go in, I met my wife because I was in the Navy in Meridian.
Oh, okay.
Right, I was in Meridian, Mississippi. And that was in the 70s.
I know if it's bad now, I know it was horrible then.
It wasn't that bad because, I'm on a naval base. So they didn't tolerate any kind of racism to the point where, they didn't say anything, because my bad experience first time in the South was that I know we're getting off the top of it a little bit.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
But
it's a topic, sadly.
I looked into this guy's cube. We didn't have doors, we had curtains.
Right.
And I looked in, and a true Southern white boy called me the N-word. What you looking at, N-word?
Wow.
Classic
idiot. Wow.
That was back in the 70s. And he had his boys. So I walked away nice and quietly. And at roll call the next day, I saw him, and my boys surrounded him. Right. And I slapped him. I could have got kicked out.
Or closed hand?
I had some gloves. I slapped him with my gloves. I was nice.
Wait. Hold up. You're not just going to skip over that.
What?
So you had gloves.
Yeah.
And you didn't even touch him. You smacked him with your gloves.
Yeah. I said, now who the
Damn, that's old school.
That's old school. Now, I could have got kicked out, but I didn't. And it was the best thing that happened to me, to the point they sent me to midnights. I had to do midnights. And I don't know what happened to him. I couldn't, but I went to midnights. My crew chief said, "You're not going to sit around and do nothing." I looked at your thing. You've been a leadership all through the Navy. You know, you've been a master of arms. You've been this and all that. You're not just going to do the simple job. I'm sending you back to school.
Right.
Went back to school. Remember, I couldn't read. Went back to school, learned how to work on planes. Now my responsibility is really high. My responsibility when they land, I check the plane. Anything wrong, I turn it into the shop. When I sign my name on it, I'm saying this plane is ready to fly the next day. They don't go out there and check it. They just get on and fly. That's it.
And how
So
many planes crashed that you signed off on?
nada.
And that's why I
None.
said simply a genius. Because I'm just saying,
He found
you
a way.
know,
He found a
but
way.
when I was because I was in the Army, of course, I was security for Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
And so, they think that all Black people are this we shall overcome and let's talk about it.
Stereotype of like
Let's love and kiss. I told them straight up and down, you come over here. Trust me, you're gonna walk over here, but you're gonna limp back. I'm not from Mississippi. I'm from New York. So don't write a check. And a couple of them wrote a check. So what I started doing is I
Now
have
see
two.
right there, right there. I put that in the book, not writing the check, but the things you just said, I know what you're talking about.
I know what
Right.
you're talking about too.
Yeah, a lot of folks say now write a check, but you're talking about right,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And so my husband, I had one bat, and my husband actually got me another one, a pink one. So when I'm hitting you across your kneecap on your forehead, I'm still looking cute. So that was the end of that.
Because it's pink. Very good. Very good. That's very funny.
But now once you read the 17, I like to send you more work. I like to,
No, I think you sent me the 7 chapters, right? Angry Soccer Mom?
Yeah, I sent you, Daryl, I sent her whatever you had sent me.
Yeah, I got all of it. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, because after that, there's 8 and 9, 10, 11, on up to 32, because their lives changed very drastically.
Got you. Well, don't give us the plot.
I know, we get.
But don't just.
Yeah, but you don't know how the plot happens.
Let the people, like a soap
get you back on when it's published, and we're gonna.
Right. We can call it the novella Night Skins, because that's what they call us, right? Night Skins.
Right.
I love it. I told them, like, it was a TikTok thing, right? So exactly, LaDonna slapped the fire out his ass. Exactly. What I told him is like, I have my own coven, and mine is called the Duhami tribe after Viola Davis is about to do the Woman King. So my coven was called the Duhami women. And so I'm a part of the Night Skins. I'm taking people in. So if y'all want to be a part of the Night Skins, let me know.
Any more questions, Kim?
I am good for tonight. I want to get us to wrap it up, but I gotta say, this is just so wonderful having T come on and having our beautiful co-host read your book and having our brilliant author. I am just so incredibly pleased to have you, Daryl, here tonight.
Well, thank you.
I would love to have more with, of course, putting Anastasia to work, reading and acting.
If she agrees to read.
Well, let me tell you something. So I'm retired. So my Cash App, I'm joking. No. Come on, I'm just playing with you. I'm really playing with you. I really am. I love to read. And anytime I can, do that, that's fine. My girlfriends used to do that to me all the time, have me memorize poems and stuff like that. So it's fine.
If you know other people that would be interested,
I do.
Pass it on.
Great story.
I do.
I'm going to put at the end of this video, I'll put how to get in touch with Daryl. If he'll tell me.
And you are on TikTok?
Me? Yes. My name on TikTok is not my job to educate white people.
Oh, I think I'm following you.
You probably are. That's my name on TikTok. Not my job to educate white people.
Yeah.
I think I've seen some of your videos.
Daryl's on TikTok as well. He has quite the following, and so we'll put that information up for you guys. But I cannot thank you enough, including Simply T and my wonderful friend Daryl, and of course my co-host Anastasia. You guys kicked ass tonight. You were wonderful. And
no. Is it okay that Soccer Mom send me your email?
Oh yes, she knows that. Yes, but yeah,
okay.
For everybody out there, if y'all want to follow me on TikTok, is not my job to educate white people.
Can you type it in there?
I'll type it in there right now,
and I'll put that up too, because we are this show. We want to be a community. We want, I know a lot of the folks that follow our show, Anastasia, and our live show, are friends too. And it's wonderful. And I actually have a friendship group. We have like a little group of just folks that watch the show, and I should probably advertise that a little bit more than I do. It's a Facebook group so that everyone can just chat whenever they want to. I should probably get that out there. I'll have to put that in the under the video as well. But
I told Kim she needs to be on TikTok.
I'm on, but I don't go on too much. I posted a couple things, and my first video, I got like 5,000 people watching it, and I only have like 50 friends. I don't even know how to do it. You guys, I'm terrible. I'm the worst. I don't know.
All right, babe.
I don't know what I'm doing. And but I should focus on it more. It's just, I get kicked off every platform I'm on. Okay, people. It's like, I'm afraid.
You're telling the truth, and because you're doing good work, that's why. People, if you wasn't doing nothing and you was talking about who's sleeping with who and who is, no, I'm dead serious. If you were talking about foolishness, I forget who it was that, I think it was Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. It was Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. And he said, the way white supremacy works is to keep Black people distracted. Keep them playing games. Whatever the game is, keep these Negroes, and that's what he said, keep these Negroes distracted. Video games, who's sleeping with who, this new outfit, this new trend. And that's why you see all of these people, and we're all it's a circus. And as long as we let clowns in front of us, it's always going to be like that. Malcolm X said that. He said that's not no. He talked about Martin Luther King. He said, "Oh, you mean that circus with those clowns in front? That ain't no movement. That ain't no march." He said that about him, and that's the way I feel about a lot of people. You're not a movement. You're not a march. You are a circus with some clowns in front of you.
Amen. No,
so they wouldn't let me put my TikTok name out there on YouTube. Just to let you know, I typed it in. They won't let me put it up there.
Okay.
So for everybody out there, it's at not my job to to spelled out TWO to educate white people, but the white people is WP. Okay, they won't let me type it up there.
Mine is simple. It's LESLIE less LAS. Did it come up?
Hold on, I'm looking for it because I wasn't typing it in when you said it. I was She'll give it to me later on, but it's not
TikTok's changed.
Just to let y'all know, I'm sorry, I was wrong about my TikTok. It's not my job to educate white people, WP. So
we'll get it in the description.
Thank you, babe. You're amazing.
Absolutely. And you guys, I just wanted to close the show by saying thank you to everybody. And if you believe, like I do personally, that it is way past time that white folks take some racial responsibility and start educating other white people, about the simple facts of life, please consider subscribing and joining all my friends in their platforms as well. Because we're in this together, and I know for me, I speak to white people, and I get educated by Black, brown, and Indigenous people. So thank you. I know this one, no, she does not talk to white people. Except you do talk to me, but that's
I talk to you.
that's special. And you teach me stuff, but you just don't realize.
Yeah, I'm just not for it, because I was watching something today. It's called, what the lady said, basically, a lot of white people, they play ignorant, or they play like, oh, I don't know. Google it, Bing it, ask Jeeves. You better go get those encyclopedias that your mom is probably still paying for. Go get one of those.
You go on to, and I noticed something. If you go into LinkedIn, and I follow tons of people on LinkedIn, and you know what they say when a white person says, well, what about look it up.
Right. Well, ladies, my battery is going. I'm gonna say hopefully see you next Wednesday. What's the day? Thursday.
She does the schedule.
We do every Wednesday. We do every Wednesday. And I have seen you at many shows. It's just wonderful to have you on, and we're going to schedule you to come on again. Absolutely.
Thank you. And the first lady, tell her that we got to have her back to read, because her was kind of messed up. Audio, right?
Her audio was tough, and I've seen her stuff. She's just wonderful, and
yes.
All right, and he's gone.
He just left. Richard Stackhouse. She's gonna put it in the description of the videos.
Yeah, I'll put everything up. We're having a little bit of trouble putting stuff on for some reason, which is par for the course. What can I say? Okay, we love you all. Anastasia, you're wonderful. Thank you.
Good night. Love y'all. Fight the good fight, y'all.
Thanks for being here. Keep it up. It's exhausting. Keep it up. You got this. All right. Bye. Good night, everyone. Stay safe.